Next piece is working through roadblocks. Now, this is like, if you're thinking about this as each of these topics is a day in the week and kind of the thing you're going to tackle that week and the thing, or that day, and the thing you're going to think about that day. Midweek is when you should start thinking about, all right, how do we get through what are the problems we're seeing and how do we work through them? So as I said at the beginning, having patience with yourself and your team through this process. You didn't learn how to work in an office in one day. You're not going to learn how to work from home in one day. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Take time in that first couple weeks to talk about what's working well and what's not working well. I think I certainly had team members who come back and said, you know what, I can't make these meetings, or I can't do this project right now because it just requires way too much cross-functional interaction and we're just not able to swing it, and should we reprioritize? And then things that people have learned really well, I got some great advice from folks midweek, like how do you maintain like stamina throughout the day? How do you maintain that focus and productivity? And a really great piece of advice I heard from someone was, you block off time for concentration, you should also block off time for not concentration. So whether it is playing video games for 20 minutes, pushing your kid on the swing for 20 minutes, protect those pieces of time, because that will help you, re-energize and get back to focus when you are getting back to focus. There's infinite number of tips and tricks on that front, but it's really important to ask your coworkers, ask your team members, what is working for you, what is not working, and how can we fix it? And then the last piece is, I'm certainly guilty of this. I'm a huge Slack user. I probably go a week without talking to humans outside my family, but there is really no replacement for picking up the phone or getting on a Google Hangout or a Zoom meeting. There are some things that are just so much easier to talk through, and there's so much frustration you can avoid if you go that route. And so just remind yourself of that. Like, we keep talking past each other in this email chain. In an office, you would say, all right, I'm just going to walk over. I'm going to just talk to Dennis face to face. Use the phone and push yourself to do that in this environment. So the next set of best practices is thinking about your team as individual people, and including yourself, really, and spending some time. I'll keep going back to this, like we're learning how to work in a new environment. So revisiting what motivates and demotivates the team and leaning into that.